Okay, so the date is running out on my ground turkey breasts, so I need to make. Well, we used to call it goulash, and it's basically macaroni in spaghetti sauce. So I figured I would let you watch me make it. Well, first of all, we have the turkey. You could use ground beef if you wanted. Then we have I use chunky salsa sauce. Some people use like a jar of spaghetti sauce, but this is what I use because it's chunky basically. It's about the same thing, it's just chunky. To thicken it up, I use Hunt's tomato paste. Of course, there's the macaroni, and you can buy your own peppers and onions and cut them up, but they're not that expensive, and I just buy them already cut up, so it just makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to be using this pan. This is a really large pan, but the thing about it is it lets me be able to stir it and not spill it all over the place. I just use the cheapest oil possible, which is canola oil. I actually looked that up one time to find out what a canola is, and it's a plant in the broccoli family, and it has these little black balls on it, and the little tiny black balls are filled with oil. That's where they get canola oil. So we put a little bit of that in here. Then add in our extra lean ground turkey breast. I'm adding a little bit of Lowry's seasoning salt too. Some people don't do this, but I add a little bit of water just so it has something to cook in. Kind of like, steamy environment. Now I could pour out the water, kind of like strain it, but if I do that, I risk losing what little fat there is in that turkey, and I don't want to do that. So I'll just let it cook out. So I'm opening up my tri-colored pepper and onion medley. I'm going to put that in there next, once the turkey gets fully done. I'm going to add some of this as well. It's called Total Seasoning, and it's also by Lowry's. It says Casero. I guess that's the, it's not the brand, but I guess that's what they call that seasoning mixture. I put a little bit on there, not too much. You can smell it. It's like you can smell the celery and everything. And lastly, a little bit of chili powder. There we go. Okay, so let's put the tomato paste on there. Okay, so the tomato paste has been added, and we're going to let it steam some more so that the tomato paste will melt, basically. Now, since most of the water has cooked out of it, once I add these vegetables, the vegetables, of course, have a large water content, and they will actually add a little bit of water back to it. So it looks like this is about ready to add the salsa. It's kind of thick. When you go to move it around, it's like sludge. It's kind of thick, which is exactly the way I want it. So now we'll add the paste salsa to it. For my stuff, I use purified water. So like magic, I've switched over to the macaroni pot. And my water is getting close to boiling. I just put some salt in it. Okay, so it looks like our water is boiling enough. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put just a little tiny bit of oil in it, just to keep the pasta from sticking together. Now I'll add my pasta. So it says we're supposed to let it boil for 8 to 10 minutes. I'm definitely going to have plenty of humidity in this house by the time this is all over and done with. So you can already see the macaroni getting a lot bigger. It has about 3 minutes left of cooking. I didn't show you the straining because you know what straining looks like, right? And it wasn't worth moving the camera. And then we take our sauce here, which you can see is bubbling back here. Doesn't that look good? And we just add the sauce to it, you know, in the right proportions. You know, we may not need to add all of it. We just have to see. Add this, and let's just stir it up. I think we're going to go ahead and add all of it. Make it really, you know, thick. You would not believe the amount of dishes and the big mess I've got here just for this thing. Okay. So this is what we call goulash, or at least that's what my father called it. I don't know if he just, I'm sure he heard it somewhere. I know he didn't make it up. And we used to make this through, if we had like leftover spaghetti sauce or something like that. Now normally you would put this in a plate, right? I don't have any plates clean right now. So we're just going to put it in a bowl. Like that. It's very thick, by the way. And then I found this cheese in the refrigerator, Colby Jack, and it says expiration is April 20th. So, you know, that gives me a few days, so I know it's still good. So I add some cheese on top. I think you can see that. There we go. Cheese on top. And that is it. That's all you do. That's all I do, at least. And then, of course, that cheese melts. I got so much of this, I think I'm going to take a plate of it over to my neighbor. I know she's already eaten, but because it's 7 o'clock, but you know, you can have it tomorrow. See, the cheese is already melted. It's so hot. I'm not going to do the normal thing of like pointing the camera at myself and tasting it and going, ooh, ah. I'm just going to stop here, but yes, it's going to be really good. If it's not good, I will not publish this video. Put it that way. Bye.